look for, I'm gonna kind of move this a little bit. Make sure obviously no artifacts, so no necklace, no nipple rings if they can take them off. If they refuse and they just refuse, you have to make sure you annotate that. Just anything, lanyards or anything that they may wear excessively accessory style. Shirts, bedazzles, buttons will also show up, so just dress out. When it comes to ribs, you just want to dress out for really anything, unless they have just a plain shirt, because even embroidery like this can show up. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm gonna find vertebral prominence. Ooh, nice. Right there. Okay. And then let's just close this in some for you, and close this in some. Okay, get as close as you can. Shoulders forward, wrap your arms around it, kind of giving it a hug. Okay. Now, give it a little bit, a little lower now. I'm gonna move this up just a tinch, so just be careful. Okay. All right. Welcome back to the shields. I know you guys loved while it was gone, but it's back. All right, so you're gonna shield the bottom because we're looking up top here. So let's go ahead and protect it from the scatter. PHS, put your marker on the corners, whichever one you want to use. Now I'm gonna have you turn around. She has posterior rib pain on both sides because she fell straight onto her back.
Oh no, are you okay?
No. All right, and then so now you have it open to the size of your IR, so you want to center her properly, which would be midline, because we're doing both, right? And then on here, now that you are anterior, you don't have to really worry much of this kind of showing up. You can bring it down now, because you're not worried about this happening anymore. So bring it about here. I gotta break this up just a touch. Okay. All right, chin up. And then most places will do this for the arms just to kind of get them up and out and away from the ribs. But I will tell you that if you do how you're supposed to and put them on the hip like this, it helps move the scapulas out of the way, which is what you ideally want to do when it comes to like the ribs. Okay, so do that. And then there you have it, but just make sure you're like relaxed shoulders. Okay. There you go. If you see that like hers kind of runs a little sketchy there, I would go ahead and bring it up because you don't want to clip up here on that first rib. But just make sure they're not doing this on you. Okay, just kind of there. All right, so then chin up for me. And then I would put either my left or my right on the correct corresponding side on the upper corner. And that would be the first AP view of bilateral ribs. Okay, now for the bottom, so you know you want, ooh, I'm gonna bring you this way.
We do inspiration.
Yes,
Hold on,
so
inspiration.
big inspiration in, hold it, relax your shoulders. Okay, hold it and then beep. Okay, now you can breathe and relax. And then so you're wanting to be basically at T7, right? So it's about how many inches down from jugular notch?
3,
3 or
4.
4. Yeah, okay. So then now for the bottom, assuming we did not get it all in one, you will have cases where it's so lovely and you get them all in one. Now, watch your clinical site protocols because some of them say even though you get on the AP all of it in one, they still want those specialized lower images because the breathing technique is different. So the detail to those lower ribs are also going to be different and better, ideally. But if it doesn't, then typically you're allowed to just take the one, and if it fits all in one, you get it.
Like for
Yes.
her, we don't need the width of the landscape. Could we just go portrait to fit it all in one?
You could, yes. Yep, you could.
So you didn't
Bring this
change-
arm out. You could go, but usually portrait is for your more aesthetic patient, you know, like with the A in front of it. Aesthetic. So yes, it may fit on her, but if you see, I'm kind of close right here. So for
That's
me,
the shirt though.
yeah, but I wouldn't know unless I dress her out and could actually see her skin. You'd have to just watch out. And then some women just naturally have, like I do, just your back is like bigger. So, and then you get like slimmer down here. But some people are just straight right there and then they, you know, change. So just watch your patient's body have this. But you most certainly can turn this landscape and do it in landscape instead. Okay? All right.
You didn't change any of this, right? You just turned her around and then moved it down a little bit.
Correct. Like I just, like, what do you mean?
Like the collimation. You didn't change any of the
No, it's
collimation.
wide open.
No, yep, it's still, 14 by 17. All right, so then now, assuming we didn't get the bottom and we need to get those bottoms, you want then your central ray to now be midway between the xiphoid process and then the lower rib margin. Or as well, some people you hear them say the iliac crest, because usually the lower rib margin is very close to your iliac crest. So some people just use that one if that one's more prominent to kind of locate it. You just want a central ray like in between that. So I would then bring this down. Oh, 40 SID per your book. Okay, so I'm gonna feel right here on your side. Okay, and then I'm gonna, you don't have anything with your ribs right now, right? I gotta watch you. All right, so her lower rib ends like right here. So I need to go up a little bit more, like about there. And then I would assume her xiphoid process is somewhere in here. And then this is lower rib. So I'm going somewhere in between there, which would be something like that. And then now you can collimate. Typically, if you're going to do the lower image, they want the crest to show at the bottom of your image. So I wouldn't collimate. I'm going to bring your arm out just a little bit. Too much this ways, because they want a little past it and a little above it, basically. So for this one, you do great.
You want the iliac crest in the image.
Usually at
of
the
your
lower,
rib,
like
lower rib.
the very, it could be just the very tip of the iliac crest. It does not have to be like a great chunk of it.
Okay.
But you want it to be like, oh, that's iliac crest. This person's got all the way down through there. So that's why I check for the rib, and then I check up here for the xiphoid kind of thing, you know, looking. And then I collimate, and then you can feel and try to see if your iliac crest is going to be in there. So I could actually collimate a little bit more on her because her iliac crest is, this is your iliac crest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it would be like about theirs. All right, and then, yep, arms kind of out just so that they don't pop up like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, and then inspirate in, expirate out, hold it out, beep, and that would be that. And then just be mindful if for some reason you have a itty bitty grandma whose torso isn't very long and this does not work, then you need to change to the Velcro one that it can hang on, you know, lower down here so that you can actually shield. I don't know if you'd be doing that for itty bitty grandma, but maybe just a smaller person in general, like peds or something, you know. All right, so that's AP upper, AP lower. We're good on that one? All right, so now we're going to move to one of the obliques. So let's go ahead and open this up to about theirs. That's 12, 13. Nope, this one should be 14, and then this one should be 17. Why's that so big? I feel like that's not correct. Maybe this one's 17.
He's the same.
No, one's AP, one's PA.
Can I see this one?
Oh.
Okay, that's got it. All right, so then now I'm gonna bring this back up. Or if you, when you do your lower image and you can tell like, oh, this patient's gonna be, you know, 2 images on both the entire time, then I can go ahead and turn her and just do the oblique of the bottoms while I'm down at the bottom, and then just come back up and do that. That's completely up to like your workflow, how you do things, you know, because at the end of the day, they only care that you obtain the images, how you were supposed to obtain them, and all the images that you are supposed to obtain. But for the sake of being, you know, in like people's normal way of being like from top to bottom, then we'll go back up, and then I'm gonna bring this up. You know what, I don't think, can you take a step to the right for me just for a second? I'm just not at the 40. No, I'm not. I'm not at all. That explains why. There we go. Just so you guys can, if you take a picture of that, you can see the 40 in there. All right, and then now, yeah. It's like really bad. So, maybe like there. Okay, so now go ahead and put your right here. So now I'm going to turn you towards me. We're going to do this side. And then typically the side that you're doing that she's kind of like leaning on, you see relaxes kind of down. So you have wiggle room to kind of bring the light down. So I'm gonna bring this down. But you gotta be careful. Let me see. Go ahead and take a little step to here. Okay, this arm's gonna come up. You could do this, and then this comes back, so kind of like they're swimming.
Running in.
And that kind of gets them all out there. Okay, and then relax the shoulder down for me. All right, although I have so much light field here, I don't like that. We're clipping over here, and this is bilateral, so you want to include both sides well. Okay, so there you go. You have to do that on her. All right, and then marker where you can put it, which is usually in one of the corners, which I suggest doing on the one up against because you're gonna have the bigger space here. This is gonna have magnification, so it's gonna show up higher on the image receptor, like in your image. And then take a breath in, blow it out, hold it out. And we look about 3 to 4 inches to be below her jugular notch still, okay? All right, you can relax your arms down, stay just like that for me. I'm gonna bring this down now. Typically you kind of eyeball it, unless you do this part first here. I'm gonna move this for just a second.
That was the right.
The left.
Left.
Left. All right, so again, xiphoid process around here, and I'm gonna feel your side for your left lower midline. Okay, so here about 8. So let's see where your iliac crest is sitting. Way up here. So I can bring it up a little bit. And then that way I can collimate. Not that way, this way. All right, so then now we do this. And then just make sure, I'm gonna bring you in some. Take a little tiny step to your left. Okay, there we go. So you want, equal light to be on both sides approximately, because then you have enough on both. And then breath in, blow it out, hold it out. Beep, okay? All right, relax both arms down. Now we're gonna turn you to the other side. And then we're gonna do the same thing, but on the other side.
So there is four images on the oblique.
1, 2, yes, yes,
So 7 total.
yes. Yep, so go ahead and turn right here. Alrighty, and then I'm gonna turn you a little bit towards me over here. Okay, I'm gonna bring you up. Okay. Oh. Sorry. Okay. And then go ahead and kind of lean as much as you can onto there. There we go. And then bring this one out and this one up. And then see now on this side, she looks like, oh, I have my light tiny, don't I? Don't even have it opened up to my IR. Okay, there we go. Good there, relax your shoulders, good. All right, and then turn a little bit towards me. There we go, I want you good 45. Okay, and then take a tiny step to your right. So the trickiest part, I feel like when you're doing bilat, is making sure that you're getting them both within there without missing one on one side and then the other. To me, unilaterals are a lot more easier, obviously, but. All right, so then breath in, hold in, beep. Okay, you can breathe out, relax, and then we'll bring this down. We now want this to be something like this, xiphoid process, lower rib margin. I really like the lower rib margin. I keep putting my light so much closer to that. And then iliac crest stops about here, so I have this little bits of it. Okay, and then get this to match. I'm gonna bring this down, so just be mindful. Okay. Have a little bit of room there. A little bit back. Don't do much. Too much. Okay. Okay, breath in, blow it out, hold it out, and beep. You can relax and breathe. Okay, and then now go on to your back. All right, so we see